importance of self-care and recharging yourself. The first question I have for you is, what do you do to recharge? Self-care and recharging is like filling a glass, so we have enough for ourselves as well as for other people. I'd like to use an illustration of the importance of self-care and recharging with a glass of water. If you take a glass and you start filling it up with water, or the things that you use to recharge yourself, the things you need to be able to function and be healthy, one of the things you should do is drink water. So I'm going to give myself some water as part of the recharging. And as you can see, my water glass is being filled. Another thing that we can do is exercise to help our physical bodies. Notice, as we do things to recharge ourselves, the glass is becoming fuller. Take a bath or shower, and it helps you to relax, which in turn helps to recharge yourself. How about reading something that you enjoy or that motivates you, or both? Watch something that you really like, a favorite movie or series. Treating yourself to something enjoyable, such as taking a walk in the woods or outside, or playing with your child. How about 8 hours of sleep? Now look at the glass. It's full. That's pretty good, but there is a problem with this, that after you've filled your cup, the very next day your children need you to take them to school. Okay, notice how some of your charge or water has been depleted. Later, you need to take care of a sick child. Notice, more of your charge or water is gone. You have to bake cookies for a bake sale for the PTA. You have to drop off the cookies to the school for the bake sale. You have a teacher-parent conference. You have to pick up your children for school. You have to drop them off at sports. Your child needs help with their homework. Does this sound familiar? Do you notice that the glass is empty and yet your day isn't even finished? Do you see the problem? You don't have enough water or energy or charge for yourself because you've given it all to your family or community. The problem is that you no longer are charged up. Notice, too, that you didn't have enough time during the day to charge yourself for the next day either. When this happens is usually when you get sick because you don't have the rest you need, nor the energy. You didn't take time to drink your water or to take care of yourself. So when we give all of our water to other people, we are left with an empty cup without any energy. And what happens is that we get sick, physically sick, run down, depressed, frustrated. I'm sure you've experienced this before. You've gotten the flu after taking care of a child that was sick. Now, it's not just about the germs you've shared, but it's about having the energy, mental capability, capacity, spiritual capacity, emotional capacity, and so on and so forth to continue to be healthy. When you come to this point, expending more energy, water, in our example, than we have, we cannot be any good to ourselves, as well as we cannot be any good to anyone else that needs us either. That's why it's so important to recharge ourselves daily and periodically throughout the day. What if, instead of only having a cup to fill, you have a cup sitting in a bowl? This cup is similar to the other one we saw being filled and emptied. Now we're going to do the same thing to recharge. We're going to fill the glass with water, self-care. So you drank water. That's one thing. You're feeling well. Got a good night's sleep. took a shower or bath, you read something you enjoyed, exercise, meditated or prayed, called a friend, watched a favorite movie, took a walk, played with your child. Notice as you continue to fill the glass, it becomes full and then overflowing. The water will overflow into the bowl. We shouldn't give people our water in our glass because we're depleting from our water or our charge from ourselves, and we can't get that back. So we don't want to give them what's in our cup, but we give them the overflowing water in the bowl, flowing outside of the cup. The water or energy in the bowl is extra, and you can share that with people because you have extra to be able to serve with. It's because you filled your own cup full to overbrimming by taking care of your body, your emotions, your spiritual side, your mental side, and now you have reserve that you can share. I love Stephen R. Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest it. One of the things he talks about is a story about 2 men who are cutting wood. One of the men saws all day and never takes a break, while the other man, he notices, leaves periodically during the day. At the end of the day, the man who was cutting all day, not taking any breaks, looks at both men's piles of wood and notices that the other man's pile is much larger. He's confused by his friend's accomplishments, and he asks, "I was sawing all day long, and yet you have more wood than I do. How can that be?" His friend replies, "If you noticed, while you were cutting all day long, I would periodically leave and sharpen my saw." Remember, having grace for yourself and giving yourself self-care is not selfish. It's needful. It's like putting the oxygen mask on yourself first. Without the oxygen mask on yourself first, you will not be able to provide it to another person.